Look at this awesome tweet. It did not age well at all. People are really butthurt, and it's really weird because it's funny how the trolls are coming back like 2, 3 years or 4 years later to be like, "Hey, is that working out?" These people are so like full of themselves. They have no idea what's going on at the time, and they're just there going, "Trump is dumb. Trump is evil." Trump saying that the election was stolen is more dangerous than the fact that Germany fucking is dependent on Russia. Yes, actually. Oh my god. Stupid by Germany. Worth a laugh. And some scorn. So what is it's just Trump telling Germany that this should not be dependent on Russian gas, and, well, didn't really work out, did it? This is from 1880, still wrong. This lady's in complete denial. How does this correlate to my random comment? I'm just a person on Twitter. You're just a person on Twitter. You're just one of the millions of people that vote for the people that we have in power that are absolutely shitting up everything. So stop. Her opinion matters when she feels like she's saying the proper thing, and then her opinion doesn't matter when she says the wrong thing. You can't demonize it as plainly criminal. What's criminal? Calling out other countries for their shitty weaknesses? Look at these guys coming back, though, 4 years later. How embarrassed you thought not being dependent on your enemies for energy was embarrassing. How do you feel today? These people are laughable. That's Trump's GOP. The president is such a joke. I'm wondering how you people feel about the situation in Germany right now. You may have hated the messenger, but boy, the arrogance on display of the delegation is kind of priceless right now. I'd say both 100%. Both extremes are equally insane and equally uncompromising. Believing that the election was stolen is radically unwell. I'm not going to go into it, but it's radically unwell. CEOs getting paid exorbitantly high when they do less work than the common man. No exception abortion bans. There needs to be checks and balances on both ends. CEOs getting paid exorbitantly high when they do less work than the common man. Bro, they own multi-million-dollar corporations that feed everybody that works for them. They offer more jobs than the common man to the common people. So what the fuck kind of argument is that? Never mind you're quoting D'Souza. It doesn't bother me at all. This is the same crazy grifter which came out with 2,000 mules. Come on. I understand in this country it's choice, but I'm with Andrew Carnegie when it comes to wealth and inheritance. The fact that we have generational money and people fighting to keep hold of that money stifles innovation, as does the lack of limits to political donations. This guy's mental. He's essentially saying, the more money people have, the less productive they'll be. Right. And the less money we'll have to give to politicians. What? You just complained about people making money and doing nothing. The only people in the world that get paid a shit ton of money and do fuck all are politicians. Those are the actual people that get paid a ton and do nothing. Look at Chrystia Freeland. Look at all the politicians now are screaming to have less and less responsibility and less interaction with the people that they're responsible for. And it's always been like that. They do their public appearances and then try to get a hold of a politician. You can get a hold of a PM, but try to get a hold of somebody up the cabinet. You're gonna have to go through a whole whack of their staff before you get to them. Anyway, I don't believe taxes are stealing. We tax corporations more than 50% once, since we don't see eye to eye. So, GOP grave impact on abortion. What impact? You can still get abortions, just in different places. Just in Germany triggers the alert level for the gas emergency plan. The country is now in short supply. Natural gas is a weapon used by Russia against Germany, says Minister Habeck. Germany got hooked to Russian energy. Yeah. The Guardian. Weird that the Guardian couldn't be honest and just say Trump was right again. Trump is a pompous jackass. But it turns out you were right. I can only imagine the bar talk tonight. Sorry to say, but our foreign... And this is sad. An actual German person comes up and spits facts, and this guy gives him a pie chart. Our former minister, Heiko Maas, ist inkompetent. We imported 40% of our needed natural gas from Russia. Yeah, we depend on Russia. 40%, 90 billion cubic meters. It's not even half. It's not even half. More than a third of your fucking energy supply. It's not even half. Like, who are these people? How can people like this have a fucking say in anything? Like, no wonder Joe Biden and like incompetent officials got put up. Like, everybody's so used to watching TV, the actual propaganda they're putting out now is functioning 100%. People are so used to their morning coffee and their morning news, they can slip anything in there, and it's like, oh no, I heard it on the morning news. They wouldn't put that on there if it wasn't true. Fuck off. Get on the internet and do 5 minutes of research. Do you even know what's happened when 40% from one day to another are missing? Yeah, we depend on that. We cannot get 40% of our use from other countries. That's not possible. So yeah, even if it's not half, we depend on that. Without which we have a huge problem. Do you understand? Stop your bullshit. It's less than 10% of the used energy sources. Okay. This guy isn't talking about like hundreds and thousands of people fucking starving and freezing to death. As if you watch your tone to call it BS and you only see a chart and didn't think about the consequences when 20% of your energy production will be lost. Thank you. Oh, BS whenever I see it. Deal with it. Your view on economy is painfully simplistic and short-sighted, just like Trump's worldview. Import equals dependence. Have you ever considered that trade works both ways? Could Russia piss off such a big trade partner? Yeah, they can. June 20th. Could Russia piss off such a big trade? Well, teenage well didn't it? 4-year-old tweet. Trump was right. You will get embarrassed yourself. Eat some more poop. Oh, that guy's angry. Get a hold of your emotions, dude. You're a mess of a troll. Oh my god. How about you shut the fuck up and get some, competent officials in power to live with this every day. I guess the only worst pain was finding out he was 100% correct. Yeah, and then finding out that Biden just smashed the economy like a couple of years later. Fucking 2 years later. Care update? Nobody. There's nobody really giving a proper rebuttal or going into detail about this. Wait, he tips his head back and forth. Care to reconsider? The last time American president was such a fool in the world. I'm surprised. It's hilarious how these trolls are coming back. I hope my eyes growing legs. People are just getting shut the fuck down. I doubt Trump could find Germany on a map. Well, thermal imaging should help. It will be the coldest spot. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Now he creates an issue with another country. Any updates? I see you support Ukraine. Tristan for the UNGA made a total ass of himself. It's funny. You. La. Shirley, yeah. Shirley, she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. How embarrassing. This is the 2018. Okay, what is this hipster, like, internet logic? Well, it's 4 years later. It's not that big of a deal anymore that I was wrong and that all the people that are weighing in on anything are absolutely uneducated morons, and they're literally collapsing the country by putting other uneducated, useless morons in power. Making stuff up as usual. I'm Chris Jansen. Why don't you take a seat over there? Magats. The nicknames that come up for their political opposition is literally terrifying. Magats. What were the other ones? Like, ugh, there's so many stupid fucking names. They have nothing. Yeah, it's true. Nothing at all to laugh at. It's true. They flooded the country. They're embarrassed of their own culture and flag. Currently exporting energy to our neighbor countries and are ahead of our timetable for our energy infrastructure. That's why we're laughing. Yeah, how's that laughing going? Yeah, really. German has more energy than that of the USA. Soon all the energy they need is not from Russia, but the sun. That definitely did not age well at all. Greenleaf. Our turbines like shooting out toxic fumes too. Brutal. The person doesn't realize that Germans are on the right way with green energy. Yeah, but they're not. 4 years later, they're not. To be fair, that's the face of every German European, even when Trump supporters who don't even possess a passport explain to them social media that their own country is dangerous, underperforming, and backward worded. You guys gotta practice your fucking English, yo. I think those various Germans are giggling at. It's just so much hilarity. 4-year-old chickens coming to roost. He's obviously sorry. Better informed than you, huh? Yeah. That's pity. This pity and the stupid people who vote for him. What was that? A reply to a 2018 tweet. That's the rebuttal. It's been 4 years. It's okay. We get over it now. No, you don't get over it. This is fucking everybody's livelihood. This is your future generations at stake. So you're retarded. Now what? Yeah. What are you guys talking about? Not even a dog. People who own dogs are fucking sick, yo. You can't even love yourself, so you get a pet to torture and lock in your fucking house when it should be outside in the wilderness. Or you should give it at least a decent yard. Really tragic. He's elected by Russian trolls who rigged everything. It's not the first time his party did it. Bush Jr. lost in Florida, but his brother rigged the elections. Oh my god. Here's a fact check article. Time for an update. Russia is still buying Russian gas. Yeah, they're financing Putin's war.
European states such as Poland for leading the construction of a Baltic pipeline so that nations are not dependent on Russia to meet their energy needs. Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the...
This is the classic. This is the old video. I thought it was a new video or something. Ready to halt Russian oil after EU agrees to embargo. A lot of people are warning Germany about their reliance on Russian oil. It only became controversial when Trump echoed those warnings. Germany's belated decision to try heating them isn't really a rebuttal of them. In fact, it just reinforces how right everyone was. Germans left Trump because his statements were completely over the top. As usual, his claim that Germany would become completely reliant on Russia is ridiculous. Was Germany too reliant on Russia? Yes. Were they completely reliant? Oh my god, now you're grasping at straws, bro. It's the fact that they didn't even consider for a second what he was saying. They were just laughing in his face. Like, come on. Who are you trying to make excuses for? We're going to litigate the use of one word to diminish how prescient his warnings were. Yeah, it's worth noting Trump said Germany would become completely reliant on Russian gas if it didn't change course. On this, he was correct. And on the diaper Donnie, so stupid crowd was wrong. Yeah, Orange Man bad. No, he wasn't. They didn't become completely reliant on Russian energy. In fact, oh my god, this guy's gonna die on the hill that he fucking climbed. Oh my god. In fact, the war caused them to go completely in the other direction. Yes, Germany was too reliant on Russian energy. Most agreed on that. But Trump's comments were laughable and over the top, as always. They weren't. They were pretty spot on. They were headed towards total reliance on Russian oil. This guy, poor guy's arguing with this guy. That Germany began severing ties with Russia only after the crisis. So this is like all part of the plan of like communication breakdown, like societal breakdown. Like I'm even getting to that point where I would not. I don't argue with these people. I don't argue online. Like there's no point. You're wasting your time and energy. But that's bad, because first comes communication breakdown, and then there's not going to be any discussions anymore. It's just going to be violence. And I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel this weird, like, miasma, this weird vibe in the air, if you will, that some shit's going to go down. Shit's going to go down in the next 5-10 years. That's kind of a long time span, but the economy's going to shit the bed by 2030, if not in the next 5 years, or by 2025. They want to introduce all that central bank digital currency shit. These guys are still going. Wow. Let's skip to the end and see what happens. No, they're just still going about the same thing. At times affected blame onto other external factors, conveniently outside his control, but enough gaslighting. He clearly wants us to place the lion's share of the blame onto Russia. A clip from Breitbart. You aren't a serious person. On the trucking plan to strengthen nation supply chains. What does that have to do with the oil? What? You guys switched the conversation over? Talking many times about other factors that have contributed to inflation and higher gas prices. Clearly he isn't saying Russia is the only factor. Yeah, he says it's Putin's price hike. It doesn't say partly. Okay, they're trying to get to the gas, expensive gas. Some people are not smart enough to realize it. Some would insist the sky is actually green if they heard Trump call it blue. We need to normalize not reflexively mocking, categorically disagreeing with those who we don't share identical worldviews with. It's true. You know the process the Nazis used to create the world in which normal people were turned into killers? And how Jews walked into concentration. What is this? Nazis had to control language first. No one could disagree with Nazis. Disagreement was met with severe punishment or death. So you're saying Democrats are becoming... I'm so confused. That is what Democrat donors want. That is not what everyone wants, but this is what the laws are being changed for. It's a little extreme with the whole Nazi thing, but the Nazi analogy, but yeah, it's happening. If you pay attention anywhere, that's the laws are changing so that you have to, it's the new speak. If you don't participate in the new language, if you don't use people's pronouns, you can go to jail. Now in Canada with Chrystia Freeland, if you express your disappointment and if you disagree with the politicians and you decide to express that publicly, now you go to jail. It's great. The RCMP, mass shootings. They dropped the ball on mass shootings, but don't you dare express your opinion in a negative light to a politician, because you going to jail. We're gonna get that one. We can't stop all the shootings and stuff or follow up on them, but properly. But we'll make sure the politicians don't get yelled at. Yeah. And nuclear power generation is drastically cut back, and the green generation requires a fossil fuel backup. Got him. It's true. Anyway, 20 minutes of this stuff, I think that's enough. But what a chickens come to roost type of moment.